Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rachak Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. GMS on the move. Pretty much, this lesson is called "The Longer We're Here," and this lesson pretty much is inspired by this video I was watching that a brother sent me. Was it trying to merge man with machine? And you know, there's a chain. Body does not reject it because the body, through the immune system, what it does, it rejects any foreign objects that are placed into it. That's why if you try to put somebody else's lungs or heart or whatever the case is, they got to give you medication to suppress the immune system in order for the body to take, that foreign organ or that foreign whatever. And this is why they are, giving out, giving Crown Vicky out there to everyone, because that'll change the molecular structure, and allow the internet pretty much to function, and the components of the internet to function more with men, turning them into cyborgs, automatons, or whatever the case may be. Now, the longer we're here, that title comes from pretty much like the scriptures say, the more you increase in learning, the more sorrow that you have, and as each day goes by, it's becoming more and more clear, which we know, we've seen it, we understand, but there's more and more information coming out where technology is the wave of the future. And if a person does not comply with, these demands, these mandates, what happens is they will outlive their usefulness. Because while the majority of the world is heading in the direction of becoming, part of the internet, others are refusing. So therefore, they will, like I said, there's certain phones and computers, laptops, things of that nature, Chromebooks, notepads, all that, whatever they may be, that won't function properly unless you update them. Like I have a Chromebook. Actually, I have two Chromebooks. The first one stopped getting updates years ago. I mean, I can still use it, but it's not as it was before. The Chromebook I have now will stop receiving updates as of September. So pretty much after that, I won't be able to get any updates. So anything new, any new function or whatever the case may be, I may not be able to perform on that particular device. So pretty much that's what's going on with people, them into Internet of Things, and pretty much if they don't receive these particular updates, they won't work properly, because we got to remember that the individual that's ruling this planet, these Edomites, these international banking families, they have an agenda. And a lot of individuals seem to forget that these devils have an agenda. And that agenda, as crazy as it may seem, they're moving forward with it. And in Daniel 12th chapter, it says that knowledge shall increase. And as knowledge increases, then the ability for them to connect a lot of different components will work. This is why they want you to use your fingerprint or your handprint or some type of iris scan to function, to function with your phone, to enter doors and stuff, things of that nature. Because eventually they plan on making the person, the thing that connects everything together, and as this knowledge is increasing, they are able to do this. And you have to remember, like it says in our Psalms, the 64th chapter, that they accomplish a diligent search. So they're tirelessly, going through reams and reams of research, I started watching this movie called Crisis. It has Gary Oldman in it, and pretty much they show you, some things in them. I haven't watched the whole thing. I just watched part of it. There was something in there. Oh, there was a research that they did, with this particular new drug, and it was about to be approved. And this is not medical information. This is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving any medical advice. I'm just sharing something that I saw in a movie. And pretty much the conclusion was that it didn't work. It killed the host. They were testing lab rats. So he said, check it again and then recheck it and check it and check it until it works. So basically, make it work. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what it does. It just matters that it gets approved. And that's the bottom line. And that's where we're at right now. So knowledge being increased, is going to get harder and harder, which we've been saying, for those that do not comply, those that do not get involved. And this is why the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to have to step in for the elect. He's going to have to step in for us. Lord's will we be the elect, to protect us from the things that are coming, because it's going to get pretty much the underground of this society is going to get bad. And the only ones that are going to be able to enjoy it are the ones that comply and that will live above ground, so to speak. And like the scriptures say, the more you increase in knowledge, the more you increase in sorrow. Because you see, we're happy, because we know that these things have to go down, but it's gonna get hairy, like High Priest Ari used to say the word hairy. It's gonna get really bad out here, but it's good, it's good that these things are happening, that it's going down this way, so just keep that in mind, that the chip is pretty much being used to connect the dots, so to speak, and you will not be able to function. Oh, and they're also bringing a credit system to America, just like they did in China. I know all of you brothers, pretty much most of you brothers, had to have watched that video where they had that Moabite dude that wasn't going along with the program, so to speak, and then they pretty much clipped his wings, so to speak. He couldn't take public transportation. He couldn't go into certain particular buildings. He couldn't do certain things because of his credit score. It was so bad that he couldn't do certain things, and that's what they're doing. They're beginning small. They lie about everything. The words of his mouth are smoother than butter, yet with a drawn swords. They lie about everything, because everything is a voluntary, and don't worry, this ain't gonna happen, and we ain't gonna do this. That's whatever they say they're not gonna do. That's exactly what they're gonna do. And they're accomplishing this mission, but they're only gonna go so far, because the scriptures say when they're about to fill their belly, they're gonna get the new world order to a certain degree. They're gonna get it out there to a certain point, but they're not gonna be able to fully implement it, because once they get to that point, that's when the Lord's coming back. The Lord's going to say, okay, I had enough. Romans, the 9th chapter, 22nd verse says, what if the Most High, willing to show his power, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? So the Lord is suffering these devils. The only reason is because of his word, that it have to be fulfilled. Because the Lord said that his words don't go out void. But the Most High wants to smash this devil. As bad as we want this devil to go down, the Lord wants him destroyed worse than that. But the thing is, he has to wait, because he gave his word that certain things would happen before that comes to pass. That's why years ago, Elder Pastor told us about the situation with High Priest Ariah, where he asked him, do you think that the MOTB is going to be something physical, And High Priest Ariel said yes, but they're not going to have time to do it or something along those lines. And that's not the case, because if the Lord said He's going to do it, it's going to get done. Because the Most High is not a man that He should lie. So the longer we're here, the longer, the more information comes out, the more the evidence, which is overwhelming on the MOTB and this different technology that's out here, and trust and believe that is going to be like the nail in the coffin, like the missing link. It's going to be the Lucy of the last missing puzzle, the last riddle of the enigma of life, is that microchip. That's the main, or that's the missing component, to make a subservient world or a dystopian world for the majority of people, and a utopia just for the bankers, and the flunkies of the bankers, which really the bankers are the ones that are going to be living it up the most, So it's going down, they're exciting times. They're going to get uncomfortable, of course. You got Jacob's trouble is going to get uncomfortable, but there's going to be something that the Lord's going to do to step in to throw a monkey wrench in this devil's plans. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So just keep your eye on these things. And like I said, that video that the brother sent, I wish I could play it, but it's on my phone, so I can't play it while I'm filming, of course. But it's pretty much just showing you how they're phasing the help of people out to bring in these robots, because robots, you don't have to pay them, they don't have to take breaks. Every once in a while you have to do maintenance on them. They may break down, but for the most part, all they do is just pump out work, man hours. And they can make batteries that last for long periods of time. They can make cars that don't break down, but they don't want to do that, because the reason why they make cars that only last so long, or phones that only last so long, computers, so on and so forth, is so that they can sell more merchandise. But when they make these robots, of course they're going to be making their money, so they're going to make the top of the line so that they don't break down. And some of them, you might have robots that instead of having a maintenance man, you have a robot that does maintenance, once a day or once a week or once a month on these different other robots and machines and things of that nature. Like right now, when you go to the supermarket, you see those sound aimlessly, and then if somebody walks in front of it or it comes too close to something, it'll turn around. And then sometimes when its batteries start getting low, they have a port where they go to, and then they'll turn around and back into the port, and boom, they'll connect, and then they'll recharge, get a full charge, and then go back out and do their business. So these devils are very clever in what they're doing. The Lord gave them that technology to do these things. So this is what the microchip is all about. It's the missing link, or the piece of the puzzle that's been missing to connect everything together. So I just wanted to share that with you. You brothers that have seen that video with the with the machine, you pretty much know what I'm talking about. So just keep your eye out, because this is what they're doing. This is why a lot of people have stopped going to work. They're giving them the so-called stimulus checks, so that they can phase these jobs out, to bring in these robots. The robots are going to take over, and it's to bring in these robots. The robots are going to take over, and it sounds crazy. It sounds like a conspiracy. They've been making movies about it forever. There were Twilight Zone episodes where they made, pretty much the workplace, but there was no people there, just robots. And people, for the longest have been saying that that's crazy, you sound bugged out. But you could say that today, and people will start believing you, because the technology is here. But back in the days, you would say something like that, you'd be looked at as a nut. So with that, I pray that your brothers and your few sisters have been edified. I just wanted to say a few words on that. And those of you brothers, the video I'm talking about. I'm not sure if they have it um, on YouTube or what it's called, but it's a video that brothers have sent me. So with that, I pray that your brothers have been edified, your few sisters. To the next time I say shalom.